One of the most common questions I get asked about is how do you handle a Q&A? How do you do a good Q&A? And really, in a lot of cases, when I talk to students, this is sort of the scary part. And really, it comes down to the managing and how do you manage that Q&A session? So I think there's three rules, and I think this comes under the context. The judges are really seeking clarity. So how do you help the judges get that more clarity? So first thing is answer the questions asked. Listen to the question, seek clarity if you need it. If you don't know the answer, don't be afraid to ask the judges to repeat the question. Give you some time to think about it. And you don't have to answer right away. You can have a slight delay. You don't want to delay and make it a really awkward moment, but a few seconds delay in terms of you thinking about what the answer is doesn't really ever hurt you. Never contradict your presentation is the second rule. And I always tell my teams, if you contradict your presentation, you might as well leave the room as soon as that happens because you've lost it. And the third rule is never add on to your teammate's answer. And this really tell teams this because it shows a lack of trust with your teammates. Often it adds little value. It doesn't allow the judges to get through all of their questions. And you know what? If a judge doesn't get the answer they expect, or you're not answering the question as they think they asked it, you know what? They'll ask it in another way. So don't be afraid and don't be worried about that part. So really the idea is you want to answer as many questions as you can. And so if you can answer as many questions as there are minutes in the Q&A or run the judges out of questions, you're generally in pretty good shape. So to do this, you have to actively manage the Q&A by being concise and not rambling. Let the judges ask for the detail and suggest questions with exhibit slides are ways that you can sort of manage that. Additionally, what you want to do as you start the Q&A part of it is line up in a row, and the person that's going to answer the question takes half a step forward, signifies to the rest of the team, yeah, I've got this one. You want to see if every team member can participate. Then you seem more like a team and may add to some of that likability piece that we talked about earlier. And allow each judge to at least ask one question. If you don't, you know what? They might not be happy with you. And again, that can do things like affect the score that they're going to give you. So again, think about how do you manage this in the best way so that you can answer as many questions as you can to clarify your solution for the judges as best as possible.